It's no joke out there, and you don't want to end up in jail. You don't want to end up dying. You don't want to end up catching something. Like, it's too real out there. Hey everyone, my name is Ebony, also known as Bonnie Divine, and today in Living the Fast Life series, we will be talking about how I was an escort. Quick disclaimer. In no way, shape, or form am I saying that this behavior is acceptable, because honestly, it's the complete opposite. I am just telling my story because this is something that I went through. This is part of my testimony, and I want to help someone that's struggling with this, or someone that's struggling with anything, and let you know that people can change for the better. What is an escort? An escort is when you have a date with someone to gain money or to get whatever it is that you want out of that person. So technically, you're selling yourself for whatever it is that you want. So growing up as a little girl, I was never around any P's or any escorts at all. As I got older, I made some bad decisions. I always wanted to run away from home. Like, I never wanted to be at home. I just wanted to go out, be free, go party, go hang out, go be on the block, go do something crazy. Anything but being at home. Like, that was the last thing that I wanted to do, was be at home. And also, when I was younger, I was a little fast. Like, I was a little out there for my age. I hung around a lot of older people, specifically guys. I hung around a lot of guys just in general, and I really just wanted attention. I wanted to have fun, and I didn't want to be at home. So how did I get introduced to becoming an escort? When I was around 17 years old, I would always go walk to the store. There was like a grocery store around the corner as well as a liquor store, and I would go to both all the time. And one time I was walking to the liquor store, and I had met this guy there, and I thought this guy was just trying to get at me. I thought he was just trying to just chill, hang out, but he was trying to do a little bit more. He was a P, so he was trying to be my P. And so he was just chopping it up with me, and he's like, look, you're pretty, and you could be making a lot of money, and you could be on my team, and I will take great care of you, and nothing will happen to you. I will always keep you safe. All of these things, like, just just painting this wonderful story for me at the age of 17. And of course, me, wanting that attention from a guy and wanting to feel wanted in some way by a guy, I was like, that sounds pretty cool. And the fact that I'm able to make money on top of that, like, this sounds amazing to me in my 17-year-old head. Making mistakes. So what I did was I ended up going back home that day, just thinking about everything, like, dang, like, I could really make some money. I could have a new guy and be a part of his team. And I just felt really good about it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to hit him back up and tell him that I'm ready to do this. Like, I'm ready to make some money. So I hit him up, and he's like, okay, let's do it. And mind you, like I said, I didn't like being at home. So I was like, okay, this is a perfect opportunity to just leave and get away from home and make some money and possibly not come back. So I hit him up. He sets everything up for me. We go back to his house. We go back to his mom's house. Yes, his mom's house. Ridiculous. And his mom knows all about this. And so they have like a lingerie for me to wear. And they just went through the whole scope of everything. They said, we're going to buy a hotel room. You're going to sit in the hotel room. You're going to wait until you get a phone call. And then, you're going to talk to the date. And you're going to let the date in. And so I was like, okay. So they buy the hotel, they leave me in there, and he was like, it's okay, don't worry, I'm gonna take care of you. Everything is gonna be fine. If you need me, I'm outside, just call me if anything happens, don't worry, whatever, just painting this picture as if everything is just great. And I was sitting in that room, and I was like, Ebony, what are you doing? Like, really? And I was really scared, you guys. I was super scared. I'm like, okay, I'm in this room with this lingerie on, about to meet my date, and anything can happen to me, anything could happen to me right now. And so I started to get really, really scared. I started to get nervous, and I started to question just everything that I was doing within that moment. So that day, I actually didn't end up getting a date, and I was really happy about that. And I told the P, I was like, look, like I'm scared. Like I don't want to do this anymore, basically. And he's like, no, it's understandable. You know, most girls feel like this their first time, but don't worry. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to make sure everything is fine. We can do this another day. And I was like, okay. And so I went back home, and I was just like, I was still kind of shook just from like the whole situation and just the fact that I was about to allow this to really go down. And so I called him and I said, look, I don't want to do this. I'm just not interested in doing this at all. And thankfully, he was fine with it. He's just like, you know, whenever you are ready, you can reach back out to me and then we can go handle that. But I'm thankful, you know, nothing crazy happened to me that time frame. You know, and anything could have happened to me within that time frame. He knew where I lived, he knew where I hung out, you know, and he could have, you know, beat me up. He could have forced me to go back into the telly and do the thing. You know, he could have kidnapped me. He could have done so many things, you know what I'm saying? But I thank God that I was fine. You know, I was fine. I didn't do it that night, and I was rethinking my situation, and I was like, is it really worth it? And so I didn't do it that session, but that's not the end of the story. It's not the end of the story at all. It was just me being exposed to that life for the first time. And it was a scary moment, you know? And so now that seed is in my head, you know, like, okay, I still can possibly make money if I want to, but I was still shook and I was still scared. And so yeah, that's just a little bit of my story and how I got exposed to that lifestyle. And, you know, I'm grateful that I'm not in that situation anymore, because it's a crazy game, you know. Like I said, this is just the beginning of what has happened to me. And it's crazy. I mean, there's violence, there's dangerous situations, there's drugs, you know, there's snitches, there's a lot going on that you really don't want to get involved in. And I want to let you guys know that if you are in this situation, there is a way out. And you know, sometimes they try to paint this picture when you are in the game as if you cannot get out, and that's absolutely not true. You can get out, and you should reach out for help. And you should ask someone for help, you know, if you are in that predicament, and know that you can change, and know that there's other ways to make money out here. There's legal ways to make money out here, doing something that you're passionate about doing, something that you love doing. You don't have to sell yourself. And I just want to let someone know that even though you're in that situation right now, you can get out and you can change your life for the better. And I'm definitely a testimony of that. I've seen a lot, I've been through a lot, and it's been a lot of crazy times where I almost died, you know, multiple times. It's no joke out there, and you don't want to end up in jail. You don't want to end up dying. You don't want to end up catching something. Like, it's too real out there. You don't even want any of that, you know. There's a whole nother life of love and abundance and joy and peace and getting married, you know. There's great things out here. There's great ways to make income. So I just want someone to know that, and know that you're not alone, and know that, you know, there's people that have been through the same thing that you've been through. I've been through it, and there's a way out. All right, you guys, so stay tuned for more videos from Living the Fast Life series. I'll get into more details of some of the experiences that I've been through and how I've overcome all of that, which I'm forever grateful for. And if you know someone that's struggling with this, or, you know, you're struggling with this, you know, reach out, like I said. If you have any questions, send us a comment, or you can email us in the description box below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you guys soon. 3G, 3G, 3G. Yeah. I do what I do. I do what I do. You do it through